مصاحبه با شخصیت‌های برجسته آمریکا همزمان با استماع رسمی در کمیته روابط خارجی با حضور مریم رجوی.
It's a pleasure to be with you again today. Today's hearing in the House Subcommittee, Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on the Middle East is a very important one for NCRI and for the MEK, because for the first time, really, members of Congress are recognizing the organization as a powerful, credible voice on behalf of the Iranian opposition. President Meriem Rejvi will be testifying before the committee about the role of Iran in creating unrest and extremism in the Middle East, ISIS in particular. And I think what this shows the American people, frankly, and it also shows that members of Congress and the representatives of the American people recognize that MEK and NCRI have a role to play in fostering an understanding of the nature of the Iranian regime and the danger that it presents to us all. So I'm very pleased, frankly, to see this testimony happen, and I think it signals a level of prominence and acceptance and support for the Iranian resistance movement.
And of course that is the perfect setting for Mrs. Rajavi's testimony because she has fought this struggle against extremism, and she is the perfect example of somebody who can persist and can show people how to prevail. I think the gathering in June will provide a very important focus for continuing to shine a bright light on what is going on in Iran, and will help to solidify the position of people who want to make certain that no silly agreement is entered into with the Iranians that ultimately winds up to the detriment of the United States. I think there's a strong sympathy at this point with that position, and I think that the gathering in June will focus attention on it. Certainly Mrs. Rajavi's testimony is a great breakthrough for the MEK and for her in bringing this message to Americans. And the gathering in June will then reinforce that message, and I urge anybody who hears this, who can come to the gathering, to come, because the more people who are there, obviously, the stronger the message, and I intend to be there myself.
The congressional hearing today is significant because it marks the first time that the National Council of Resistance has been given a public podium on an official stage, such as the Congress. So Chairman Poe has brought Madam Rajavi's testimony in live to the members of Congress for the record, and this has caused, predictably, a number of critics to raise the same kinds of issues that they have always raised with regard to the Mujahideen-e-Khalq and the NCRI. These are the issues that I have investigated at length and found many of them to be false or exaggerated or misleading. So in many ways, this event today allows us to look at these issues in the press in Washington. It's become a big story. You may know I wrote a book 2 years ago reviewing the 47-year history of the Mujahideen-e-Khalq, in which I showed that the United States government had a misleading and improper and historically false set of data concerning these facts. Now, in June there will be the rally in Paris. I think this is an important transition, if you will, for the resistance, because it has now become clear that Iran did not want to have a détente with the United States, did not want to come to an understanding for a more stable Middle East, but instead has disregarded the sovereignty of its neighbors, whether it's Iraq or Syria or Lebanon or Yemen. They've caused a refugee crisis by supporting Bashar al-Assad's regime and driving Syrians into Jordan and Turkey. And now you have a crisis in the Mediterranean. All of this is coming from the Quds Force and the IRGC, as well as Yemen. America's embassy has been emptied. We have left. Our diplomats have left Yemen. So a lot of things are moving forward. It's an important time to focus on extremism and fundamentalism, and we welcome Madam Rajavi's voice as a very strong woman.